And good evening to all. Good evening to those of you who have been tuning in week after week for Mike at Night. We're always happy to have you all. We are pleased to have you with us here today, this Thursday. We are here every Thursday at 8 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. Oh, yes. And of course, we had a wonderful program last week. We enjoyed ourselves so much. We welcome you to today's Mike at Night. And I want you to do what we always tell you to do every Thursday. Call somebody. Tell them Mike at Night is on, and this one is going to bless them. This one is going to teach them some stuff that they will be thankful for. Yes? So, and also just share the live. Put this, just share it to your page. Share it to a number of people. Just share it like crazy. Let me just say hello to a number of people. Carrot Hercules, good evening to you, Carrot. Is this the first time you're on, Carrot? Just let me know. I can't remember. Carol, good to see you. All the way from Bermuda. Yes, Bernadette Adams, a regular Charmin boys. Nice having you. Charmin, I handed over the book that you asked me to hand over. I hope you got that information. All right. Yes. Okay. So, Glenda, good evening. Share the live and tell people that we are on, and we're going to get into today's topic. Why are people attracted to self-centered persons? Why are some people attracted to self-centered persons? I tell you, because you know that people have complained about being in a relationship where the person only thinks about themselves. They don't think about the other partner in it. But you are attracted to the person. Yeah. And that is something that you can't ignore. And I want to bring you some evidence to show that we are attracted to these self centered people. So, yes, they have the issues, but we have our issues too. Why we ended up finding in a relationship with them. Yes? Oh my. Karen, I am sorry. If every time that you are on, I ask you if you are the first time, I am going to make sure that I bring a stop to that. I don't want that to be where it is that you're a regular listener and I'm saying that you are the first. All right. So I will try and straighten that out. I will Google you, get to know you, and then I'll say, okay, then fine. Yes, Carrot is on. All right. If anybody is on for the first time, please feel free to let us know that this is your first time. Behind the console and doing all of the magic is Mr. Sidney Jones. And so we are happy to have him. So let's take a break and we'll be right back for Why Are We Attracted to Self-Centered People? We'll be right back. Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face to face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868 688 5363 or go to my website www.michaeletstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling. Okay, welcome back. Thank you very much. Koride Oladunkon. I hope I called it right, but I seem to feel as though I messed that person's name up, which is a lovely name, but I think I messed it up. And the person said that this is their first time. Nice having you. Will be nice to hear how you found out of the program, whether somebody shared it with you or whether you were passing through and you bounced on us. But nice having you. Sandra Lamb, good evening. Edward Jones, you're coming late as always. All right. Yes, my good friend. Um, thank you. Favor Umadara. Yes, good evening to you. Wendy Ann Norton. Lenora Francis Moses, good evening, good evening, good evening. Nice having you. Just share the live, make sure people are on. I want to make sure people are on before we get started in full. Bernadette says it is her guest. Okay, nice. Wonderful. Voice in, Monica, good evening. Denison McIntyre, good evening to you. Nice, nice. Okay, so we're talking about people who are self-centered. People who are self-centered, we are also referring to them as narcissists. Narcissistic people are people who are overly full of themselves. Overly full of themselves. Everything is about them. Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody who only thinks about themselves? Let me know. Um, Let me know if you've ever been in a relationship with somebody who only thinks about themselves. Wanda Jeffrey, nice. Okay. So let me say that self-centered people attract others by their visual and their verbal. When they talk, you like how they talk. You like how they look, shape, dress. So these things make you attracted to the person. When somebody works extra hard, overly hard on how they look, that does not mean they are self centered, but it does mean that they place heavy emphasis on themselves. Right? I hope you got me with that. While it does not mean that they are self centered, it does mean that they place heavy emphasis on themselves. That's why they go out of their way to have the aura, presence, the influence, and the impact. They walk into a room, they are very conscious of themselves. They want to be the center stage, they want to be noticed. Yes, and I want to repeat it, not everybody who dress nice and look nice happens to be self-centered. There are some people that's how they are. They just like to do things in style and look good. Okay, so that's one. And I'm really referring to Dr. Christine Adams, who I think she's the author of the book Living in Automatic. Living in Automatic. And she's the one who proposes this background on self-centered people, having done the research and using other research to come up with her position on this. So, however, she said the initial positive attractions that two people get when they are attracted to each other. Look at that person and you sit down in the function and watch that person look nice. And you like them. You're attracted to them. It said that initial attraction doesn't hold for long. Over time, it whittles away. And people who are attracted to these people possess their own distinctive traits, which means that person have their traits, but you also have your trait as somebody who's attracted. So, having said that, let's go on to the research that she put here. Doctor said, Dr. Adams said that in 2015, there was a research and report done on narcissism, which is a personality disorder. Yes? I want to ask you a question. Who do you think is more concerned about self, men or women? It's not a quick question, it's just a curious question. Right? So just put it in the chat there for me, please. Who do you think is more self centered, men or women? Right? So just put it there. But they said 6.2% of the population are narcissistic, self centered. And these people come from every strata of life. You have politicians who are very, very self centered. very narcissistic. You have people who hold position of power and authority in various ways, very self-centered. Sandra says women are more self-centered. All right, let me see if anybody else agrees with Sandra. All right. Who is more self-centered, men or women? Who likes to look at themselves and project themselves more and concerned about themselves, men or women? All right, Coridi says men. All right, nice. We respect everybody's answers. Go ahead and put it. Men, says Charmin. All right. So of those that they said that are narcissistic or have narcissistic personality, there is a result that it says that there is concerning the gender divide when it comes to that. And I want to give you that. If it's appearance, it's women. Dennis McIntyre says men. Bernadette says it is equal. Bernadette, didn't you vote already and say something else earlier on? Yeah, Bernadette? Okay, no, you didn't. All right. I take that back. I'm sorry. Bernadette says it is equal. John said, I think it's about equal, but expressed in different ways. Wanda says she agree with Sandra. Glenda Allen say woman. Self-centered. Put themselves first, concerned about themselves, etc. Right? Glenda said woman. Okay. All right. So this is what the results show. And this is the empirical evidence. It says that 7.7% of the narcissistic persons who are so self-centered are men, while 4.8% are women. So John Donaldson came close when he said it is about equal, because it's just about 3 points apart. 3 points apart. Now, there's a poll question. Who do you think hurts more at a breakup? The self-absorbed person or the person who was attracted to the self-absorbed person? Who do you think hurts more when a breakup takes place? Is it the self-centered person or the person who was attracted to that self-centered person? So you just answer the poll while the discussion continues here. All right. So Carol says men, and I've found it often displays as selfishness. Well, if you said men, you are correct. Men, according to the research, even if you may not agree with it, this is what the research says. We are more selfish. And probably there is some great merit in that. When you look at some relationships, when people get into relationships, the person will do the more sacrifice for the relationship and the home. You will have to agree are the women. Sometimes they will leave themselves undone for sake of the marriage. They'll put up with some things that they should not put up with for the sake of marriage. Right? So when they reach at a point and a pitch that they can't take no more, they start taking some decisions in their own interest. And really, who can fault them for that? But that's the statistic says 7.7% of men. But that is growing fast, with the women we're at a close heel of 4.8%. Now, for those of you who said women, don't be surprised if in the next couple of years, this statistics is taken over or equalized by the women. But for now, men. So therefore, men, take warning. Some of the issues that the women have with us is our selfish. Right? So, Carol, David, the poll, you need to answer the poll. Correct, sorry. You need to answer the poll itself. I see your answer there. You said that the person who attracted to the self-centered person hurts more. Thank you. But put it on the poll. Answer the poll question that should be up on your screen. And if you haven't seen it yet, it is going to come back up again. Deanne Robinson, good evening to you. My little sister, though she's big now. All right. So, in 2010, a study with college students using narcissistic personality inventory. This is a scale that they use to determine a person's narcissistic tendencies. So the goal was to study the initial attractiveness of narcissists and why others are so quickly attracted to them, even upon a first meeting. So, one, who is attracted to this self-absorbed person? Who is this person who's attracted to you and I? And here why. The person is an emotional allure. It's almost like a pull, a gravitational pull. You just like the person. Let me tell you, this narcissistic person is usually a very nice person upfront. The narcissistic, self-centered person is usually quite charming, quite understanding, and very accommodating. They are very thoughtful, but that is all part of the trap to be able to get the person inside of their space of vulnerability. And I don't think that some of them do it consciously. I don't believe that they do it consciously. Many times they do it because this is who they are. Their personality means that that is how they go about creating relationships and friendships by being nice. And in many cases, overly nice to the point that you tell yourself, I can't believe I've met such a nice guy. But remember, women are also quick on behind. So you'll find that guys would meet a woman, and with the woman, he cannot believe this is such a charming woman. And when you get into it, you recognize that every decision she makes, everything she asks for, and all the things she does is for herself. And you find that with the men, that men get into the relationship and everything, he wants money, he's nice to her during the time that he wants money. He wants something done, a favor done, he's nice. At the time that he wants sex, he's nice. And otherwise, he's otherwise when he's not getting. That is it. So therefore, if it is so easy to get attracted to a narcissistic, self-centered person, shouldn't we take more time to get to know the person, see them in the various spheres, various space, before we get into any relationship with such a person? Because you could never tell who is who, you know. Some of these people are very, very clever in the acting process. They can put on a good show. Yes. And don't be surprised if some of these very overly nice people who have been very accommodating would give you their seat and would go the extra mile to be able to bring you lunch, and show you favors, make sacrifice to help you even financially, etc. And you get into a good relationship with that person, and that person begin to abuse you, insult you, take charge, mental charge over you, because you are not good as they are. Have you ever been with somebody and the person says that you will never get somebody better than me? Ah, you should be glad that I am with you. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard people say that if you leave me, nobody else would want you? Those are things you should listen to sharply, because it says something about how good the person thinks they are, and that you have landed a privileged position to even be considered to be in the relationship with. I remember there was a relationship where the man told the girl, I'm only with you until I find somebody better. Uh, hmm. Now, this is a good looking guy, tall, athletic. That's a good clue of how narcissistic he is, how much he feels that he is God's gift to you. Um, Unfortunately, the person stayed. Because when I asked, so what did you do? They say, well, he had leave. Yeah, the person stayed. But did it work out? No. Because sooner or later, he's going to get fed up. He's going to want somebody else to admire him. Yeah, self-centered persons could lure others emotionally. That's right. That is what they are good at, Sandra. Very, very good at. If you have any question, please post it in the chat on Facebook. And remember to share the live. Share the live. All right. So that's at the emotional level. And Dr. Martin said that there is this attraction that came from childhood, and many times it came from the parents. This attraction is learned from childhood. Now, how does that take place? And a 2011 Houston report said that it is learned from the parents. The parents give this child the impression that the child is so good. And I wonder, whenever we keep talking about how a child so handsome, so beautiful, and we keep putting up posts on the child, taking a little child who can hardly walk and putting chain around the child's neck and combing up the child's hair and all kind of things, both the boys and the girls, and putting all kind of bangles on it and letting the child feel as though the child is an adult. And you beginning to give the child a sense of superior self, that I'm so good, so nice, so lovely. And with all the people putting all the accolades on this child and, oh, you're so cute and so on. Wouldn't that child think that as I'm growing up, I'm such a cute person? You'll get all the ladies will love you. And then that boy goes up thinking that it is real. All the ladies will like you, and they don't, because they find that you are very selfish in your kind of personality. You think that you are everything. Hello? And some of these girls who have been chained up in that way think that they're the most beautiful thing around. There's a girl on Facebook. She is 41, but thought all the time she was an amazingly beautiful woman. And she went out on a date. And the guy on the date told her she's old at 41. The lady cries and cries and wants to die. She said, there is nothing for me to live for. It makes no sense I live. You thought you so beautiful that now that somebody tells you that you are old, life has come to an end at 41 years old. That is what happens with these people who think that they are so good looking. Let one accident, a scar on the face, a limp, broken jaw from some motor vehicle accident, and they think their life is over because everything was on the external that made them who they are. He says that it's all about control over you. Yeah? Hearing in the ears, hearing in the nose, hearing on the tongue, hearing on the nipples, hearing in places that you can't see. Well, it can't be hearing again if you're down there. So let's call it ring. All you know what I'm talking about. So, oh, yes. It is about control over you, the person. Yeah, okay. Nice. Sandra said they can exhibit great charm. Yes. That's I think self-centered people who think that they are so good looking, so charming, and all of these selfies. And I think that is one of the things that they're using in some of these researchers. All of these people who have to put up these selfies every day and praise themselves. I saw somebody, I saw somebody put up a picture and said on the comment section of the picture that they post, 50 never looked so good. I said, wait, that wasn't so young? I thought they were older than that. As far as I'm concerned, they think they are the most beautiful thing at 50. I've seen people with 40, I've seen people at different ages post the same kind of thing. And they don't look that good to me. Where you get that from? Just post your picture. Let people comment about you. There's a Bible scripture that says, let another man's lips praise you and not your own. But we don't even wait for people to praise us now. We so full of it. And we praising ourselves. They are looking for energy from others. That's what Lisa said. Tommy said because they think they are the best thing since sponge cake. Yeah? Well, I tell you, it have some guys going to the gym, keeping up their bodies, wearing these clothes to be able to just look so dashing. Nothing is wrong with that, But when the mentality says that you are so good looking that you start treating people, you're with a girl or with a woman and you just feel that you are too good to stay with one woman because you've got to share this largesse around, then something is wrong with you. And I've heard men say that, they have too much to share to leave it for one person. Yeah, that has to be a narcissist. I can imagine how they treat people. And that's why some of them become so violent. And when the person talks to them as though they less than how they think in their head, they go crazy. That's why when uh, a woman who puts so much emphasis on herself, her career, and all these things that they do, and they come crashing down around her, life is also at risk. Ah, hi, Joanne, Benjamin. Good evening. Good to have you. Yes, people, share the line. So I'm talking about, for those of you who just joined us, Dr. Christine Adams, who wrote the book Living in Automatic. She wrote an article, Why Are We Attracted to Self-Centered People? Because self-centered people always have somebody in their corner. They are never really without somebody, because somebody must like. And they are influential. All right. So remember, we just said that they learn it from their parents. Let me read what Dr. Adams said. The self-absorbed person at first seems very competent and capable. He or she presents a persona that is almost too good to be true. However, underneath the persona resides a low coping, helpless person who demands much support. Somebody wrote about that a little while on the Facebook. That person, who is it? They are looking for energies from others. I think Lisa said that. They're looking for energies from others. And that is what Dr. Adams is saying. That they need the support, the admiration of others. Wow. And it reminds me of a co-worker years ago who asked me for a lift into town. And I said, you live in town? They said, no. I said, but how come in town you're asking for the lift? They say, well, you know, it's Friday, a lot of people in town, so they like to go and walk about town for people to watch and admire them. That person actually admit that. So I say, you are leaving just to go in town, just to walk, so that people could admire you. They said, yeah. There's like, there's like that. Just for people to call her and see her and so on. I say, so what do you do? He said, no, I don't take them on. I just play as though I ain't shooting and so on. And sometimes she'll walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That must be a disturbed person. For you to have so much time on your hand to do a thing like that. That must be and the person is quite a good looking. Eh? When you see the whole clothes well hold them. They know the corners. That cloth, no corners on that girl. So I ain't good. I will give her marks for that. Charming, good looking lady. But that is what Dr. Adams is saying. These are the people who are self-centered. Because they look good, sound good. That's what makes them think. But here's what she's saying. They are low coping. They cannot handle issues because they are depending upon their looks and who they are and how they come across to you in order to be a person of worth. But they are helpless people who demand much support and attention. Here's what happened in there. They are lonely people and unhappy, says Sandra. Molly Tulsi, good evening. Nice having you. Crave all does lose all, says Lyndon. Absolutely. So I know that people tell me sometimes that they made some comments and I miss the comment, but you know, sometimes you don't get all coming in at the same time. They come in after the program closes. And by the way, if you do want to send me make a WhatsApp call, you can call me at 868-688-5363. If you are outside of Trinidad and Tobago, it is 868, same number, 868-688-5363. Right? And we'll just patch you through and we could have a talk on this subject. Okay? Nice. All right. So these people need attention. That's why they can't stay home for a whole week. They've got to get up, put on clothes, and go out there to recharge their emotional battery, to validate them. They've got to always connect back with people. They've got to always buy new clothes, always do new things because they need that attention, admiration, compliments from other people to continue to exist with a measure of sense of self. They are unhappy people on the inside, but when you watch them on the outside, they don't see. Trust me. Drink water and mind your business. So when you're looking for a partner, don't look for looks. It is deceiving, it is deceitful. Don't look at nice treatment. Oh, he paid my rent. Don't look for all of that because technically he might be purchasing you. Don't look because of the fact that he treats you so nice in the early. Give itself a chance because she might be a deceptive. Yeah, they are in every group that is formed. And talking about groups, we said that we are politicians who are very self-centered, narcissistic into themselves. The Bible talks about a man ought not to think of himself more highly than he ought to. So I don't want to leave off, as Charmaine said, in every group you have these people, every single organization. You would have a boss in your work who thinks because they are now your supervisor, your boss, they behave as though everything spins and revolve around them. And you've got to therefore pander to their likes and do things that they must approve in every aspect of your life. Sometimes they ask favors or ask you to do things that has nothing to do with the job, but because they know that they are boss, And they are the ones in charge that you're supposed to be able to do that, willingly do that. They treat you, talk to you as they very well like. Yes, they are the boss, but do they need to talk to you like that? Yeah? So some of those bosses need to come down from there and recognize that you earn so good. Because here's what, you've seen so many people have retired after having held significant position in society, thought that they were it, and then having to go back into the same system where they worked as retirees now needing help. And nobody there knows them because there's a whole new generation inside of them. And they can't handle it. But while they were there, they thought that they were most powerful person. Yeah, life has a way of running full circle. They can't handle it. Lyndon says looks and treatment can change, personality and the other remain. There was a gentleman who, I think he was an ambassador. He said, when I go to functions and I walk into a room, people stand. He says, they would give me my refreshment in ware plates and glass. That's how I was treated. He would drive and the sirens, cars move aside for him to pass. He was speaking in a function years after his retirement, and he said, I come back here, I spoke here while I was ambassador, and now I'm here again. And I walked in and nobody stood. I got a glass. It was a Styrotex cup. Nobody gave me all the things that I had so long in. And he says he has learned, he understands life. That life is a phase. Makes no sense to hold on these things that we see here and those frills and those names and so on. It makes no sense. It is a shame when people put so much emphasis on it. So he says that that attention that they crave destroys them. And he said this emerges once the emotional snare is set in the relationship. The emotional snare is this. The person attracts you with their niceness. You fall for their niceness. You fall for their looks. You fall for their suave. You enter the relationship. And then you recognize this is night and not day. This is a horse, but of a different color. See me and come live with me. It's two different things. Some of you are divorced from some of these people. Some of you are married to them now. Some of you live with them. Some of you have been in relationship with more than one. And some of you are narcissistic, selfish yourselves. Yeah, if you go by these statistics, there's a high chance that many of us out there are like that. So they said the attracted person, this is the person who likes this self-centered person, is adept at giving support. Think about that. Giving support, praise, and comfort. This is the person who always likes to help, like to do things for you. Those are the people who are attracted to those narcissistic people. They like to do things. Is there anything wrong in liking to do things for people? No, 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 no. But there are some people also have the personality that they go over and beyond, especially early in the relationship, to do nice things for people because this is who they are. They don't go and search all of it because they think everybody like them. Everybody as giving and supportive as them. So the person needs money, and so you didn't think twice. Is your friend, you're somebody you're close with, somebody you're in a relationship with, and you just give. Yeah? And they come back again and you give. Anything they want, you do it out of a pure heart because that's your personality. They said those are the people who always get catch. Hey, Lyndon use a big word. They whitewash sepulchres. Yeah, looks and treatment can change. Yeah. Those are the people. Nice people, very nice people usually get caught. I get catched. Those are the people who usually get caught. This is what the doctor is saying, not me. Because no, I don't believe she's trying to tell people stop being nice. I don't believe that she's trying to tell people that they need to stop being supportive. But they say those are the people with the propensity to get into those relationships that are toxic and narcissistic. And when you really think of your friends, think about the people who you know who have gotten in these relationships. Think of your own situation. That when you're in a relationship and you come out and you say, but that person I was with, that girl or that man, all they thought about was themselves. They made every decision for themselves and so on. Think about the personality of the person who was with that. It's usually a very, very giving, selfless person. Mm-hmm. You see, just as though that person likes to be taken care of, this person likes to take care of somebody else. Both of them are trying to purchase each other. One trying to purchase you with their niceness. It's a bargain. So they are selling themselves as this nice, caring, charming person, man or woman. And you want to buy somebody like that. And here's what you are paying for that, what you are using to purchase that. You are using your giving, selfless spirit to purchase that person's attention, love. And then when you've done it, you recognize that there is an imbalance in the relationship. This person that you are with only sucks, only withdraws, only takes. And you keep giving, hoping that one day it will balance off. If you run your bank account like that, you will get surprised. You will be surprised that if you keep having withdrawals on your account, it will never balance. You will become bankrupt. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who keeps withdrawing every time, then you are going to become emotionally bankrupt. I'm Michael Stewart. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we give you more. Tell somebody they need to hear this. Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face to face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868 688 5363 or go to my website www.michaelstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling. I am happy that you stayed. Yep, welcome back. This is Mike at Night, and of course, we're talking about people who are attracted to people who are self-centered. Nice to have all of you all here. So we just came out talking about this relationship is a marketplace experience where the person who is narcissistic uses their currency, their self of being nice, charming, smiling. People will tell you that this man was such a nice man. He would come, he'll wait for you in work, he'll park up patiently because he's courting. And he'll drop you home. If you need anything, he'll call for you and he'll tell you that. And those same people will tell you when they got married, this same person, just because you did something, you came home late or you did something, they hit you. The same person. What they did, they purchased you, they purchased your attention, your favor by their niceness. But that purchase is not what they are built of. That's a resource that they put for their ability to fish well, because all they are concerned about is themselves. But they need somebody who can admire them, who can support them, who can give them what they want to keep their crumbling house of cards upright. They always need admiration, compliments, people telling them how great they are. Walk with me now. However, they usually attract these type of people. People who are confident of themselves, know what they are about, and people who are discerning and can spot them a mile off, they avoid those because that's a waste of their time, because those people will be able to pick them out easy. You get me? Some of you all know what I'm talking about. So the person who is indiscreet, the person who is naive, watches the niceness, watches the good figure, watches the handsomeness, watches the smooth talk, listens to the smooth talk, says, wow, that's such a nice. So what they do now, in this marketplace, you must have buyers and sellers. The person comes with their currency of self. Everybody must come with a product to exchange. And this person is now saying, you are a nice person, you are handsome, you are pretty, you are charming, and here's what I bring for you. I am supportive, I'm giving, I am going to praise you whenever I see you, I will admire you, and so on. And this is a marketplace that when you all leave, each buyer gets what they came to the marketplace for. However, there is something called buyer's remorse. When you buy something, you only recognize after you buy it that you bought a lemon. Following me, people? Yes. So having bought a lemon is after many times after you marry the person. Oh, you're in trouble. So now what do you do? This is why last week we talked about why people divorce and separate 8 years after they married or after the relationship. This happens to be one of buyer's remorse. When you recognize the person, you get into it, and then you recognize, no, this is not. So, traits of the self-absorbed person. Traits of the self-absorbed persons. And this is done by some of these researchers' name I will bypass because, I suffer from tie tongue and I cannot call them words properly. And their name, they'll be too tying up for me to talk and call it. So I will skip that and just go straight to their research. Okay? Nice. This is the trait of the self absorbed that are attractive to others. Their manipulation. They can manipulate you and treat you, train you, adjust you to be able to see them always as coming into your space and rescue. I'll give you an example. You may want to make a decision. Let's say it's a man and woman. This manipulator is capable when you decide, there's a job that I want to apply for. And that job gives you good salary and so on, takes you into places of career that you would like and so on. The manipulator, selfish, narcissistic person is capable of telling you this. Why are you fighting up with that job? I could work and mind both of us. And, I don't want you stressing yourself out there and working. Even if I have to get a next job to be able to do it, I want you to think, and you say, oh, this person is so considerate, so nice, and so on. But a narcissistic person is capable of saying that only because of a number of things. Number one, it could be that they could recognize that if you get a job and you go out there and you mixing and mingling, you might see somebody else who might not be carrying the traits that he has. So he's trying to now shut you down from engaging in a job that puts you in touch with people that you might now admire. And now your allegiance and your loyalty and your admiration is now divided. That's one. But two, he may find that you would work for some amount of money and give you a certain sense of independence, which takes away some of the power that he has with the control that he might have had on you. And you might very well want to take some decisions that he may not support. I'm just saying, manipulation. But not only do you have the manipulation on the woman and the man side, you have the manipulation on the woman side too. Women manipulate men. They do things to get into a relationship with a man for what they can get, as we can see many marriages that are taking place and purported to be taking place for wealth. You all know a recent situation of an athlete. And this athlete, somehow or the other, got his property in the name of his mother. Because there is a growing manipulation and selfishness among some, where the men are being manipulated for their money and their possessions. And now you see there is a whole issue going on there. I ain't going to go into that, but both people manipulate. Take it from me. So we have the manipulation. The person who is the narcissistic, the person who is this person, we can't finish all tonight because I just realized we're down to 4 minutes, 6 minutes left on the show. So yes, Lyndon, I can't call the first names. I say I have Titan. So that at least is who we're talking about. Hakimi, the first name, I'll work it out. So they said that the manipulator and this narcissist was usually nice, neat, flashy clothes. All them men, all them women. Flashy clothes, neat, and everything. Well put together. And you like that. Yeah. Every week is a new hairstyle. And the week after that is no hair. The week after that is hair that is not even theirs. Week after that, they grow back theirs. The man, he is full of flash, always coming out with a new set of clothes, looking real flashy. Yeah. Always on Facebook. Doing nice pictures. Everybody posting about, oh, you look so charming, you look so handsome, you look so this. That's what they live for. So they say that this was, and this is the doctors talking about here now, the person, charming facial expressions. These person, they don't have serious face like some of us. Their expressions are always so charming. Yeah, always smiling. Even when under stress, they were able to get a smile and say, why that person have a lot of self-control. But they boiling inside, you'll be surprised how they will laugh or the woman is saying something that he doesn't agree with, and he's just laughing and so on, but you just wait, she's just waiting to go home. And you'll see how charming. And then when you talk about, oh, the man that I live with is abusive, and they say, no, not him. The girl who I'm married to, she is hostile, a manipulator, and the people say, no, that nice young lady, you take that. Doctor says, For those who just joined us, this is Dr. Christine Adams. I call in name so that all you could go and check it all yourself. Says that this selfish person has confident body movements. Walk as though they know where they're going, what they want, and so on. They trot their stuff. They have humor, high sense of entitlement. I'm supposed to. You're supposed to do this for me. I expected you to have done that. They're entitled. Look at how much I do for you. An ability to exploit others. I want to jump down. As I say, I can't deal with everything. And I want to jump down to the traits of you and I who are attracted to those people. So this research was done in 2018, and 4,000 people were in it over an 80-year period. This is a long research. And they studied self-absorbed people and those attracted to them. And they discovered a number of things. And these are the traits of the people. These people who are attracted to self-centered, narcissistic people, according to the doctor said, they give emotional support to others. That's one. They usually praise and comfort other people. They lavish praise. Oh, you look nice. Ah, that was a good speech. They always saying something nice. They're always comforting others. Now, the research is not saying not to do that. Don't get mixed up. But these are the people who are more likely to succumb to a self-centered person. 3, rationalizing that narcissistic people are needy and require inordinate attention and care. I know that I have had friends, when you ask them, why are you marrying that person? Well, they don't have anybody who really does back them. You know, their family, they come from a family and the family never supported them, and I'm the only friend that they have, and we talk and we get along, and I think therefore that I should marry the person because the person is a nice person anyway, and so on. So they give this rationalization. And I've seen people who got there because of the fact that they were the only friends the person had. And then came back out of the marriage saying the person only thinks of themselves. That may be the reason why they have no friends. All right, so the poll is up. People answer the poll. Right. So let me just give you 2 more. Paying attention to self-absorbed people, which at first does not make them feel abused, which means originally you don't feel abused, but then after you do. Right. So the poll says, who do you think hurts more at a breakup? The self-absorbed person. 27% of people said the self-absorbed person, but 73% said the person who was attracted to the self-absorbed person. All right. That's the poll. If therefore that the person who was attracted to the self-absorbed person is the one who gets hurt the most at 70 something percent of what you are saying, who should be more careful? I'll answer that. Who do you think should be more careful? If a law-abiding citizen walks down the road and he meets a criminal and a bandit, who should be more careful? The bandit or the law-abiding person? If you are getting into a relationship with a selfish, narcissistic person and you are an honest, kind-hearted person, who should be more cautious? The selfish person or you? All you answer that one. I just ask you. Anyway, we're down to the end. That's it, people, for today. I hope you got something out of it. If you're looking for private and confidential counseling, I'm offering my services. My name is Michael Anthony Trevor, the Phantom Stewart. My telephone number is 868-688-5363. You might be in a relationship that you are struggling with. Even if you don't live on the island and you live any part of the world, we do online counseling on Zoom, on Team, on WhatsApp, on Snapchat, whatever it is. Get help. Don't go frustrated trying to fix something that you cannot manage. That's my word to you. All of you people, thank you very much. Coridi said the law abiding person. Coridi, I hope you enjoyed this session as your first time here. The honest person said Charmaine. Law abiding person said Sandra. They are all very good liars. Lisa said, he will have control over you. That's right. Sandra Lamb, thank you very much. I appreciate your encouragement. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All of y'all. And I want you to throw some hearts up there. Let us know and let Sydney know that you appreciate all the effort that you put in. They put some hearts up inside of them. All right. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all every Thursday. Even if I'm not present, we'll do a rerun so that you can still learn something else. But usually, I try to be around as often as possible. But duty calls at times. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. I'm Michael Stewart, and this is Mike at Night, Thursdays at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. You have yourself a wonderful day now. God bless you. Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face to face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868-688-5363 or go to my website www.michaelstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling.